Hello everyone, welcome to episode 3 of Just Thesis tutorial. Today we're going to need about 4 chords, so let's get cracking on this. So first, remind you what it sounds like. Alright, so starting off you're going to need an A flat chord, which is like an F, but you move it up 3 frets, so it's going to be a bar on 3rd fret, and then you take your 2nd finger, put it on 4th fret of the E string, and then you put your 3rd finger on the 5th fret of the G string, so that's your F shape. Now we're going to do one more note, the melody, with your pinky, again, put it on the 6th fret of your A string, so now you get this. And if you don't want to bar, you don't have to bar, it's fine, but I like barring. So you do this, just to say you play with the 6th fret twice, and then you move your pinky down to 5th fret, so that once, play it once, and you do that twice for the melody. And then you move it up 2 frets to a B flat chord with your pinky on the 8th fret. And this is where you might want the bar, because you're going to be doing something like that. And doing it like this without the bar is kind of awkward. So again, same pattern of twice with the pinky, and then move it without, except this time you're going to be laying down your middle finger to create a 2nd bar. That'll let you get the melody note there. So let's try that. So it's the same 1, 2, change, 1, 2, change, 1, 2, change. Alright, and then the next thing after that is going to be going to a C power chord, which is a cool chord. And then you're going to be hammering on the next melody note and some harmony on top of that, just for fun. The C power chord is just a small bar on the E and A strings on 3rd fret. And then you're going to be hammering on 5th fret on the A and 6th fret on the E string with your 2nd and 3rd fingers respectively. So. And quick rundown on a hammer-on is it's a bit of a tough technique, so if you don't have this one down, try practicing individual fingers before you try doing it as a chord. But it's basically where instead of fretting normally and picking, you're going to be slamming your fingers down to get a chord instead. It lets you play kind of faster and get a different sound. You're going to strum and immediately hammer down. And then you do an up strum to finish it. So all of what we learned so far, let's go. Chain 1, 2, chain 1. Yeah. And then to go back into the second part of the melody, you're going to do that thing you just released from the hammer on, just strum it normally, to 6th fret and 5th fret on the E and A strings. And then you're going to be back at the A flat. But this time, instead of going 1, 2, change, you're gonna be doing 1, change, 1. That would be on your pinky, 6, 5, 6, and then moving to the B flat, just 2 frets up, same chord shape. And then you're gonna be doing 1, change, change. So strum, strum. So just strum once and lift up with your pinky and strum twice. Bonus points if you want to include the melody note, which I often get lazy and don't. You strum again, and then lift up with your 3rd finger and do an up strum to get the G string, because it's a melody there. But I'm cutting it short because we're going to the next part, which is you have to mute the G and A strings while fretting the C and E to get the kind of 2nd chorus sung, because it's not the main singer singing this, it's like a back chorus that comes in. I'm trying to keep that feeling in there. So anyway, so it's going to be a bar on 1st, and keep in mind all the fingerings for this section are with G and A muted, and you're going to be doing that with your 1st finger. So this is going to be bar on C and E, and pushing down on those strings, but letting go pressured, bending your finger up a little, I suppose, on the A string to get that muted, and then using the tip of your finger to mute the G string. And then you strum it, and get kind of a sliding sound. So you strum, and then you slide up to the next note, which is just same thing but on 3rd fret. So it's still 3, 3 on C and E, and then mute, mute. And then continuing your mute of the G and A strings, you're going to put down your 2nd and 3rd fingers onto the next shape, which is 4th fret on E and 5th fret on A. To keep the sliding sound, if you can hammer that on, that'll be cool. And then slide up 2 frets, 7, 6, to get the next one. So it'll be... Yeah, so let's try what we have so far. Yeah. And if you're wondering if that sounds different, it does. I'm leaving out some of the extra notes. So if you want to get the full percussive feel that I like to play, whenever there's not a melody note, lift up slightly with your fingers, so you're muting all the strings, and the strum constant. Yeah, and don't do the percussion when you're doing it. Just to give it a bit of the more turnaround sound, so when it comes back to it, it sounds cooler. Because you're going to do pretty much the same thing again. Strum, strum, change, strum, strum, change, strum, strum, change, hammer on. But instead of going back down, you're going to go up. Like that. So you're going to go, you're on 5 and 6, you just hammered on. Then you're going to move your fingers to 6th and 8th fret on the A and E. And you're going to move that up 2 frets. So now they're on 8 and 10. Then you're going to go to what may be the weirdest chord shape so far. That's a lie. But it sounds funky, certainly. You go from here, 10, 8, to, this uses all your fingers. You're going to have your middle finger on 10th fret of G, your pointer finger on 8th fret of C, 3rd finger on 10th fret of E. I think that's a diminished chord. You can, music theory nerds, you can check that for me. And then pinky on 10th fret of A string. And then the melody is 10, 11, 12, 8. And it actually goes down, but we're going to skip that because it's too hard. So you're just going to go 10, 11, 10, 8. And the first 3 notes are with your pinky, 10, 11, 10. But the 8 you're going to have to get by moving your index finger into a bar. So I suppose you could start that whole thing with the bar and make it easier on yourself. I just realized that. I've been playing this song for years, and I just realized that. But, I mean, I guess I made it work without. Feel free to make it easier for yourself. Okay, so for the last 2 chords, you're going to be going to a G major, and you're going to be doing a little bit of variation on that. But we're doing a high G major up here, which is basically a C major chord, shifted up 7 frets. And then to make it more dramatic, we're adding our middle finger on 8th fret of the E string. And then let go with your middle finger. So you're going to go down to just the bar here. So you have basically a C major shape, and strum that twice. And now, the first 3 notes of the chorus is going to be 7th fret, and then middle finger on 9th, and then 3rd finger on 11th. But strum that for a more dramatic effect. That means you have to mute the other strings, so I'm using my thumb to mute the G string, and using my fretting fingers just kind of lazily rolled down like that to mute the E and A. Just dramatic down strums to make that work. Alright, so that is it for part 3 of Cruel Angels Alright, so that's it for Cruel Angels Thesis part 3. Hope that helped. Hope you enjoyed playing along with it. Next time we're going to hit the chorus. See you then.